part, so here it goes. And I heard a funny story about a child who asked his father, how were people born? So his father said, well, son, Adam and Eve made babies, and then their babies made babies and became adults and made babies, and so on, so on, so on. The child then went to his mother and asked her the same question, and she told him, we were monkeys, then we evolved to become like we are now. The child ran back to his father and said, you lied to me. His father replied, no, son, your mother was talking about her side of the family. God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good. Let's go to God in prayer. Father, we thank you for your word. It's truly a lamp unto our feet, and it's truly a light unto our path. We hide your word in our hearts. We listen carefully, lest we miss out on your blessing that you have here for us this morning. Thank you, Father, for your Son. Thank you for your Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, we welcome you in this place this morning. Lord, grant us a measurement of your anointing. Lord, I am your servant. I'm not perfect. Forgive me of my sins. Lord, we're not perfect people here this morning, but we're yours. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord, that before you ascended into heaven, you told us, cheer up, I have overcome the world. So, Lord, we come here this morning and we drop our baggage. And we leave it here at your feet. Lord, may we come into this place in your courts. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. So we come into your courts with thanksgiving. We lay down our burdens, our shame, our regrets, our addictions, our afflictions, our disillusions, to seek your truth, to sit at your feet, Jesus, and to listen to what you have to tell us here this morning, so that we can leave this place better than we were before we got here. To go out into a world that's hurting and in desperate need of your good news, of your healing touch, of a kind word, because we've been in your presence and we've been transformed by the renewing of our minds through your word, which is sharper than any two-edged sword. May my thoughts be yours, may my lips be yours, may my heart be yours. Please, Lord. May the meditations of all of our hearts in this place and the words of my mouth be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. We pray in Jesus' name. And all of God's people said, amen. Well, this morning I want to talk to you. I used a play on words for my title. I want to talk to you this morning about Breakfeast for your breakthrough. Breakfeast for your breakthrough. We've all heard the term breakfast, breakfast. It's the time of day, usually early in the morning, when we eat our favorite bagel or bowl of cereal or eggs and bacon. But many of us don't usually think about, what we don't usually think about is that we are breaking a fast since we cannot eat while we're sleeping. If you sleep for 8 hours, you're fasting for 8 hours. Doctor says, well, you can't fast because of your hypoglycemia, or you can't fast because of your diabetes. And guess what, folks? You fast for 8 hours every night. Do you die in the middle of your sleep? No. You see, God designed our body in a certain way to fast and to feast and to fast for a reason. In life, we are either feasting or we are fasting. In the Old Testament, for example, we may recognize that there are many different feasts, and some that I'm going to tell you this morning are just the main feasts. And a lot of scholarship has been done to see that there are even more smaller feasts, friendship meals between usually men in that day. But if you look at the Gospels, if you look at what Jesus does, much of what Jesus does is done around the dinner table, fellowship. All are welcome to the table of the Lord. It's a feast. It's a feast. Think about the different special special occasions of feasts like the Feast of Passover under the Old Covenant, in the Old Testament, or the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or the Feast of First Fruits, or the Feast of Harvest, or Trumpets, or Atonement, or Tabernacles. In our day and age, we have our own feasts. Consider Christ, for example, in the New Testament, under the New Covenant of grace, Jesus, who is our Passover, and our celebration, how we celebrate communion, celebrating the dinner, the table fellowship, and feasting. We feast on God's Word. We feast on the Holy Spirit. Jesus said, when asked, Lord, where is this food that you're talking about? After he talks to the woman at the well, he says, my food is to do the will of Him who sent me. Now, there are a multitude of metaphorical ways you can look at that, but I really do believe that there was a literal part of that as well. I don't think Jesus ate very much because he understood the principle behind fasting. Or perhaps consider how we feast at Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, or what about our non-religious, if you want to use that term, holidays or holy days, which is where holidays comes from. So when people say, don't say Christmas, say happy holidays, you really, it doesn't matter either way. If you're saying happy holidays, you're saying happy holy days, days that are set apart for special occasions. Amen? Okay, all of these holidays, like the 4th of July or Memorial Day, not just day, but many times all weekend long, praise the Lord, or even our own birthdays. What are we doing? We're feasting. We're celebrating. We're celebrating what God has done. We're celebrating the gift that God has given us, life. We're celebrating the gift of food with food. It's amazing. All of these holidays, or holy days, holy meaning set apart, are indeed set apart from the norm where our families gather together around these huge meals. We eat until we can eat no more, and what do? We go back for seconds. Some of us go back for thirds. I know I was able to, my mother, when I went to visit my mother, she cooked a huge meal. And I haven't eaten, she made basically pot roast. Okay, my dad always loved pot roast growing up. He was a pastor, and my dad wanted beef pot roast, and he wanted more rosemary on it than you can ever even, you could smell rosemary before he even came in the door. I couldn't stand it, but that was his favorite meal, and she would bake these, I can't remember what kind of rolls they are, but she baked these rolls, and she put butter on top of them, put them back in, and brown on top. So good. I got to eat that and so much more. And the nostalgia, I can't tell you the nostalgia I felt, because I haven't eaten that particular bread or my mom's good cooking in I don't know how long, probably a decade. And it took me right back to Sunday after church, coming back home, sitting. Well, we didn't sit around the dinner table as much. We went and watched football or golf, and we ate. But we ate this meal together, and the nostalgia was beautiful. It was such a blessing. But we eat and we eat and we eat, and then the leftovers stick around for at least a week in our refrigerators. Amen? It's good stuff, right? Feasts are there to remind us of God's great faithfulness, of His works, and His gifts. They're there to remind us. Just like I was reminded, I haven't eaten my mother's cooking in a decade, and I was taken right back. And I guarantee you, every time you eat a beautiful Christmas meal or Thanksgiving meal, it reminds you every year, all of those years that have gone before, oh, you remember, you eat and you talk about the good old days. That's what feasting does, and that's why God said, have these feasts to remember what I've done for you, all the great things I have done for you. We celebrate life, and the God who created it you will understand that life is really, really dull without food. It is. And if you haven't fasted, you can't understand that. But if you fasted, if you go without food for any period of time, life is really boring without food, let me tell you. And it is very humbling. Feasting is always done to celebrate the mighty deeds God has done. Fasting looks forward, so where feasting reminds us of what God has done, fasting looks forward for God to do it again in a fresh anointing. Fasting lets God know I'm serious about what I'm praying for, about what I want you to do for me, Lord. It's the age-old actions over words principle. For example, if you tell people you love them all day long, like say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, I've heard it. And I get it. You cannot say I love you enough. You can never say I love you enough. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Tell your wife you love them. Tell your husband you love them. Tell your children you love them. But it is through acts of love that truly get through to these people who we tell we love. For Jesus even said, greater love has no one than this, that one laid down his life for his friends, John 15:13. It was Jesus' willful actions working in tandem with his words that brought us peace. I've heard it said that talk is cheap. Yes, talk is cheap. And Jesus didn't just talk a big talk of, I love you, I love you, I love you. He brought his A game. And because of what he did and accomplished on the cross, you and I are forgiven. Jesus didn't just say, I love you. He said, I'm going to demonstrate my love in the greatest way anybody can ever demonstrate love for somebody else. In a similar way, when you face yokes of bondage, get that down in you, in your heart. When you face yokes of bondage, what are you facing today? What is a yoke of bondage that you have? When you think of, wait a minute, like an egg yoke? No, a yoke. A yoke. Think of an ox that's yoked to pull. Think of the Amish who they yoke these animals to plow and till the land. Jesus said, take my yoke, for my burden is easy and light. Amen? Amen. Pick up your cross and carry me, and follow me. See, we think of that as, oh, that's too burdensome. No, it's not, because when you're following Jesus, it's light. The world and the enemy put yokes of bondage on people that they can't handle. And Jesus went to the Pharisees and said, you have rules upon rules upon rules upon rules that you don't even follow. And you put these yokes of rules on these people and they can't follow it. You hypocrites. You see, the world will put a yoke of bondage on you. Whether it's mental or financial or spiritual or marital bondage or bondage with your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren, that's what the enemy does. That's what the world does. They put yokes of bondage on us. And that's why Jesus, when he came, and I'm going to preach a little bit this morning. I'm going to preach. Is that okay? Can I preach a little bit this morning? And when Jesus came, he set the captive free. Whoever the Son sets free is free indeed. Amen? Amen. That's a good place to say, it's okay to say amen, by the way. It's okay to shout if you feel like it. It's okay to stand up and say hallelujah if you feel like it. Rejoice. Rejoice. That's what we sing at Christmas. Rejoice. For your redemption draws near. What does that mean? The yoke of bondage broken off from you, so that you can be free. Free of addiction. Free of affliction. Financially free. Maritally free. Relationally free. Freed up at your work for you to be able to climb the ladder a little bit so that you can make a bit more money and have a little bit nicer life. What are you, a prosperity preacher? Well, I'm not a poverty preacher. God doesn't want you to be poor, friends. I'm sorry. God does not want us to be poor. He did not create you to be a slave. He didn't create you to be a slave. He wants us set free. He wants you set free. When you face yokes of bondage then that seem insurmountable and the problems seem to never end, God, when's this going to end? I've been praying and praying and praying and praying and praying, and nothing's happening. Don't give up. I'm here to tell you, I want to encourage you. Be of good cheer. Cheer up as Jesus has overcome the world. And He showed us by His life how we ought to live so that we can walk in freedom too. Amen? Amen. If you will break feast. Play on words. If you will break feast, put actions like fasting in tandem with your faith, for it is impossible to please Him without faith, in prayer and thanksgiving God, look out, because just around the corner stands tall and victorious your breakthrough. In a similar, maybe you need a breakthrough in your finances. Maybe you need a breakthrough in your finances. You work hard, and you seem to just be spending your wealth because you're working, and there's money going out, but there's not enough money coming in to even get you even. Amen? I've been there. I know how it is. I get it. You know, Jesus, Malachi, and this was even before the Old Covenant. Tithing is very important. Malachi 3:10 says, bring all your first fruits into my house so that there may be food in my house. Test me. That's the only place Jesus says, or that God says, that Yahweh says, test me. That is the only place in Scripture where God says, test me with your wallets, basically, and see if I won't pour out for you a blessing great enough to where you don't have room to hold it. Why does God want us to bless His house? So that we can serve a greater purpose, so that we can serve a community. So that we can renovate half of our church to raise children up in righteousness. That takes money. And God said, if you will bless my house, you better watch out because I'm going to bless you to where you can't even hold it. That's what God's Word says. That's not me. That's what God's Word says. That's what it says. Maybe you need a breakthrough in your marriage. Maybe you need a breakthrough in your health. The cancer won't go away. You're making a little bit of headway, but you still got a long ways to go. Keep praying and put your prayer and faith in tandem with fasting. See how the Lord will go to work for you. Maybe you need a breakthrough with your children or your grandchildren. They've gone off course. They got into alcohol, or they got into drugs, and they got into addictions, or your loved ones, and any loved one who's gone off the path of righteousness, and they're addicted, or they're in prison. Listen, you can intercede for them. You can pray for them. There is nothing that gets God's attention, and nothing that touches the heart of God more than when you say, I'm serious enough to where I'll take out at least one of my meals today, Lord, and I will devote that to prayer. For that one cause. I am serious, God. I want a breakthrough. I want to see the breakthroughs. I want to see those yokes of bondage broken off of me, broken off of my finances, broken off of my marriage, broken off of my children, broken off of my grandchildren, broken off of the people that I love. 4 men tore open a roof, vandalized a house to get their paralytic friend to Jesus. They were that desperate. I don't care what the damage is, I'll pay for the cost. Can you imagine as they're tearing this roof off, and because they couldn't get in, the crowd was too big in this house, so they tore a roof off. Never mind the damages, I'll pay for the damages. I don't care. My friend, I love my friend, I'm willing to do what it takes to get your attention. The woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years and spent all of her money on physicians who could not heal her. And she went out in public in a time and culture where women could not walk around without an adult male with them to escort them. And she went on anyway. To heck with the cultural norms, I am desperate. And she said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be made whole. Woo! I feel the Holy Spirit. How bad do you want it, friends? How bad do you want it? Bad enough to fast? Bad enough to give your first fruits? Bad enough to get on your knees even though it hurts to pray on your knees? How bad do you want it? But God promised long ago, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins and heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. Well, from personal experience, there's nothing much more humbling than fasting. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I don't want a reward from you. I want my reward from my Heavenly Father. And I've got that. I fasted and prayed for this job. For the opportunity to preach up here to you all. Left everything I ever knew. How bad do you want it? We are blessed. Not because of this church. God bless this church. And God bless me in this church. In so many ways I cannot count. I fasted. I prayed. How bad do you want it, friends? You may be saying to yourself, Aaron, that was a part of the old covenant. We don't have to do all that fasting. We have grace. I understand your argument, but I would be willing to bet that God's promises are from everlasting to everlasting. You see, you can be a Christian and live in sin. Living in sin. What shall we say then, as Paul says? Are we to continue in sin so that grace may increase? May it never be. Romans 6:1. You see then that you and I have to cooperate with our Heavenly Father. We have to put forth an effort. Much like the people in the gospel readings did. But when we do, we experience blessing upon blessing and draw closer and closer to Him until we can see Him everywhere and hear Him all the time. There is nothing that gets the attention of God like fasting does. In life, we are either serving the flesh or we are serving the Spirit, as Paul says. I once heard a story of an old Cherokee chief who told a story to his son about two wolves that live inside each person. One wolf is evil, the chief said. It is full of anger, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiorities, plural, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other wolf is good. It is full of joy, peace, love, mercy, hope, humility, kindness, long-suffering, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, faith, and faithfulness. When the chief's son heard this, he asked his father, Father, which wolf wins in the end? Which wolf has the victory? The chief smiled at his son and said, Son, the wolf that has the victory in the end is the one who is fed the most. So let me ask you a question this morning. With the idea and the motif of fasting and feasting, which wolf are you starving and which wolf are you feeding? Are you feeding sorrow, jealousy? Are you feeding regret, shame, guilt for past mistakes that God's already forgiven? Are you feeding depression, oppression? Are you feeding these emotions and feelings that hold you back in life from your destiny, from fulfilling what God has called you to do in life, or your purpose? Or so maybe you have a dream in your heart that you want to do, but the shame's holding you back, or the guilt's holding you back, or the regret's holding you. Listen, you're already forgiven. All you got to do is tap into it and receive it. Amen? You're already forgiven. God has already made the way for you. Life is a fight of wrong and right. The flesh and the spirit, darkness and light, and the one we feed will be the one that has the victory in the end. Here is the principle. If you want to see your breakthrough, you must deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow after Jesus. It's as simple as that. But here's the thing, and then from the outside looking in, you may think, well, that's too hard, Pastor. I can't do that. That cross is heavy. When Jesus carried the cross for 3 miles up to the town where that was good enough for him, but I can't do it. Well, these aren't my words, these are the words of the Lord. He said, anyone who seeks after me must deny himself or herself, take up their cross, and follow after me. That's the only way. If you want to reach your miracle that you need, what is the miracle you need? What's the breakthrough you need? If you want to reach it, you have to reach out for it and do that. You do that through fasting and praying. And you may say, well, I can't fast because I have this disability or that disability. I understand that. Okay, I'm not glycemic. I completely understand. I do. But again, I harken back to you fast for 8 hours every night. If you sleep for 8 hours, some 9, some 10, some 7. I'm just saying. Well, can I fast from Facebook, or can I fast from YouTube, or can I fast from, swearing when I stub my toe, or when that guy flips me off on the way to work? Can I fast from those things? Well, you can incorporate good behaviors into your life, but I would argue that it's not true biblical fasting. Listen to what Isaiah said in Isaiah 58:6. He said, and he's talking on behalf of the Lord here to Israel. He says, is it not the fast which I chose to loosen bonds? So why do you fast? To loosen bonds of wickedness, to undo bands of yoke. Remember that word yoke again, not eggs, but the staff that goes across the shoulders. And to let the oppressed go free and break every yoke of bondage. Is it not the fast I have chosen, says the Lord? You can fast for many things, but fasting from food is true Old Testament and New Testament biblical fasting. It's how Jesus fasted in the desert to prepare for 40 days and 40 nights to prepare for his ministry. And I want to just say really quickly, and I went back into, was that from water? And food, or just from food? Well, it doesn't indicate from water. It does indicate from food. I will say that little tidbit. You may say, well, Aaron, I don't need to fast. I have grace. When asked why Jesus' disciples didn't fast in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 9, by the disciples of John, Jesus replied back to them, the attendants of the bridegroom cannot mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them, can they? But the days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast. What's interesting is, in today's scripture reading, is Jesus never said, if you fast. He never gave an if clause there. He said, when you fast. Do it this way. Don't go around and tell everybody, hey, I'm fasting, don't feed me anything, or put on, drab clothes and look all pitiful and, oh, woe is me, I'm fasting. No, he says, go in secret. Put on nice clothes. Dress nicer than you've ever dressed before. Slick your hair back. Put on some perfume. Smell good. Look good. Put a cheerful face on, not a glum face. For your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. The Pharisees, they have their rewards. They go around and they put on sackcloth and ashes and do all this stuff and weep and mourn and howl and whatever. abolish fasting, therefore don't deny yourself. Jesus never said that. He never said that. No, he said you must deny yourself, but he promised that by doing so you would find your life secure in him. In his power to break yokes of bondage in your life. There is nothing that touches the heart of God more than pairing our prayer and faith with fasting. It's like putting a turbocharger on a small engine. Have you ever watched those videos where these small engine cars just go racing down a drag race strip? You ever seen that? Anybody? No? Yeah? Okay. And what gives them that power? They're gone. And within a few seconds they've done an eighth of a mile or a quarter of a mile. And they're there that lightning fast. They have these turbo boosters on the car that cause an immense amount of power put to this tiny engine. You can get to the finish line either way, with or without the turbo booster. But by adding forced induction, you'll get there much quicker and with less effort. So, let's make this practical for our day. I'm almost done. Thank you for bearing with me. But I felt this was important. I want to explain it to you. Let's make this practical for our day. I am not implying that anyone should go out in the woods or in some kind of wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights and go without food and water. Please don't. Well, Pastor told me I need to go out in the woods and don't eat or drink anything. Please don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, Matthew 4 only mentions, and this is where Jesus fasts in the desert, it only mentions a fast from food, not water. Well, where did he get water? I don't know. How did the Israelites get water out of the desert? Came from a rock, didn't it? We must keep it realistic. Your body cannot live without water, or you will die within a week. Okay? So don't dry fast. Please don't dry fast. I don't recommend that. And I'm only telling you this from personal experience. Do not dry fast. Your body cannot live without water. But your body can live without food for quite an extended period of time. And there's study after study after study after study after study cruising. So, for me, the longest I've gone, and I'm not too comfortable, I don't want your praise. Oh, good job. I don't care. I don't care about that. I'm just telling you so you'll understand, okay? To make it practical for you. Now, I had done what's called a 16-8 fast, a 16-8 diet, if you will. Now, a lot of that is done for physical healing needs. And there are amazing physical healing benefits to doing a diet like that. It's basically where you eat for 8 hours of the day, and you make your last meal your dinner, and you don't eat again until lunch. Pretty simple. And most people can do that, even if you have hypoglycemia or diabetes. And I would say consult your physician before you do anything like this. It would be best if you can do that, do it that way. If you feel a pull this morning, that's what I need to do. God's speaking to me this morning. That's what I need to do. I want to give it to you practically, okay? That's how I started out. And I had the Lord come to me. And I believe me, I thought this. When I was at Acts Presbyterian Church, Great Presbyterian Church, before I got the job, right before I graduated seminary, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know. I knew God was leading me somewhere, but I didn't know where. And I wanted to go here. I wanted to do anything but pastoral ministry in church. Anything. Oh, when did you decide you wanted to become a preacher? I never wanted to become a preacher. I'm just being obedient to God. And that's what it's about. That's what Christianity is all about. It's about being obedient. And so the Lord came to me. I didn't hear him audibly, almost saying crazy, but I just heard on the inside. The Lord talks to you in so many ways. And it just kept coming back to me. I kept getting confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. I want you to water fast only for 7 days. What? I can't do that. No, I can't do that, Lord. Well, you can do it. I will help you. I fasted for 7 days. I didn't eat one morsel of food for 7 days. I did it with a friend of mine. 2 friends of mine, actually. And I can't tell you, I don't understand how it works, because I can only see in the physical, I can't see in the spiritual. But something happened. I felt closer to the Lord. I felt more at peace than I've ever felt, even though I was hungry. And after a few days, the hunger just kind of disappears because your glucose levels are depleted and your body's liver kicks in and starts making ketone bodies and whatnot. Your body was created to fast, believe it or not. To heal. Your body, your guts, all the things that process your food need time to heal, for one thing. And so does your spirit. And that's what I learned from my 7 days of fasting about 2 years ago. It's an important aspect of our Christian life that we don't really practice much nowadays because we're afraid to do it. And I can understand that. So I would suggest this morning, if you're afraid of it, but you still feel God pulling, and it may be a couple weeks before you finally, okay, that is from the Lord, and I do need to do this. Don't start right away. Ask the Lord, He will show you. I promise I'm almost done, and I'll let you go. But this is important. So I want to tell you. And by the way, after the service, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have or help you with some of the research that I did before I made the commitment to it. But if you're a 3-meal person today, which most people are in a modern American diet, 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, try cutting out breakfast. Just try it. Drink coffee. You can still have liquids. Just cut out the solid food. Just try it. Ask the Lord first. Don't do it and say, well, this is how Pastor told me to do it, so this is how I'm going to do it. No, you need to consult the Holy Spirit first. You need to ask the Lord first how He wants you to do this if you are called to do this in this season for your breakthrough. But that's how I started. And I'm humbled by seeing it, and I was fine. So that's what I would say to you. If you are a 3-meal-a-day person, cut out 1 meal, and during that 1 meal, really, truly, devote that time to continual prayer. It's about 4 hours long. If you got a 4-hour morning, maybe it's dinner. Maybe you can go without dinner. I don't know. I can't go without dinner. I could go without breakfast, but not dinner. Whatever meal it is. Maybe it's lunch. But it's usually a 4-hour period. 4 hours. So if you take an 8-hour fast from when you're sleeping, and then you tack on 4 hours for breakfast, you got a 16-hour fast. God will honor that. He will. He will honor that. And that's telling God, I need this breakthrough, and I'm serious about it. I'm serious about it. If you'll do this, you're going to see God go to work for you, mountains move in your favor, doors open, healing, wholeness, favor like never before, in Jesus' name. And all of God's people said, Amen. God bless you, friends.